Hello and welcome to the Bourbon Bear, and a special guest on the first night in the new Beyondy household. We have Pat Hughes. How are we, Pat?
I'm doing great. Pleasure. Thank you for letting me christen the house. Beautiful home you have here, Arlington Heights, Illinois.
Good to be back.
Town. One of the best towns in all of America.
Future home of the Bears, they're saying, even though some J.B. Pritzker nonsense today said they got to pay off Soldier, if you read that today.
I saw some of that. It's all negotiating. Kevin Warren, the state, playing games with each other. But we all know it's coming eventually. It's just a matter of time until it's official, and they'll be here.
And it makes such logical sense. And, I mean, the only reason I have a little bit of hesitancy is that Illinois is just so corrupt that you never know what can go wrong. You just expect it to go wrong.
Until something's official in Illinois, it's not official.
Yep.
I think, it's been, 4 years since the Bears basically bought the land. And I had a feeling it would drag out, so not surprised it's taking this long, but I'm ready for them to actually start moving. So we'll see.
I cannot wait for it. But rough week one. So we come away 0-1. Ben Johnson's start that everyone was hyping up with Caleb Williams turned into a dud at the end. Mile high view, though, what went wrong?
I think you can point to a lot of things. You can point to the kicker. You can point to coaching. You could be the excuse maker and say there were some bad calls by the refs. I think all those are true. I think overall, though, football comes down to quarterback play. And I think our quarterback wasn't good enough. I don't think their quarterback necessarily played a great game either, even though they gave him NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Did you see that?
I saw that because that fourth quarter 3 touchdown. They're like, this is like the first time this happened in a rookie season, all that crap.
He had pick six. He had I don't know how many. I think at halftime maybe less than 50 passing yards. Third quarter wasn't much better for him. But back to the Bears. I mean, like I said, I think Ben Johnson made some mistakes coaching. I think, we saw some bad calls. Overall, though, I mean, Caleb, I think he missed some open receivers in terms of not only missing them, throwing the ball to them, inaccuracy. He missed them not reading it.
Yep.
So you can't win that way. And unfortunately, it's what we've seen with him for almost, a year plus.
Yeah, a year plus now.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say on the refs, I know everyone, that phantom holding call was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Clearly it was not. Darnell Wright, you did a good job. You can't blame the game of the refs, though. Every team gets bad calls. There was that one PI that I was, I think, a little bit questionable. But end of the day, when you are up that much going into the fourth quarter and give up a 3-touchdown fourth quarter, that's on the team. Yeah. You can yell at the refs all you want. I know it killed the momentum drive, but getting into it, though, let's go deeper into Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb, and I'm going to start here by saying I almost think he's dyslexic. He threw some absolute dimes and then would just whip on open throws. You had the 4th and 3 to Darnell Mooney, complete whiff. You had the not Darnell Mooney, Jesus. DJ Moore. Yeah. DJ Moore at the end of the game.
He used Darnell Mooney these days. That's right.
Tell me about it. He's still on Atlanta. He's doing his thing. But DJ Moore at the end of the game, complete whiff. Roma Dunze, I think he had 6 catches, but there were 2 targets that were just way not even close to him. Yep. But then he also made some good throws. I know the Cole one was a tough catch, but the 31-yarder looked beautiful.
Right.
But
the Dunze one was nice the first drive.
Yeah,
great play.
That as well. What do we do with Caleb right now? Right now, a lot of people are kind of torn between him because some people will defend him until he dies, give him the whole season. Some people are already calling for Bajan.
Yeah,
and I don't think Bajan's the call, but
no. I'll give you my whole arc with Caleb here. Since basically the 2023 season, when Caleb was still in college, and the Bears started, I think 0-4 maybe, and the Panthers started same, and at that point, we're 4 games into the season. We're already thinking number 1 pick because we had the Panthers pick. We had our own pick. We're thinking we got a good shot at our own pick, which actually came to fruition with the Panthers getting us at our own pick. I was pretty much draft Caleb. I know there was a big debate, draft Caleb or keep Fields. I was all on, let's get this fucking guy. Let's get him. And I still support that decision, drafting him. But I've been very critical of him over his 18 games now he's played for the Bears. Once you're in the building, I love you. I'm going to root for you, but I'm going to be critical of you. I'm not going to sit here and say just because I wanted the Bears to draft him, I'm going to blindly defend the guy.
Agreed.
So I think a lot of good things from his rookie year in terms of taking care of the ball. 6 picks, I think? I think he had a stretch of
He was 20 touchdowns and 6 picks, but he set the rookie record for completions too, which was a good thing to set. So.
And I think there was that stretch. I don't remember how many passes or games it was, but there was something he had some sort of record of streak of throwing passes without throwing an interception. He took care of the ball. But, I was pretty critical of him last year. And coming into this year, I still had those fears. And we saw him pop up again in game 1. And what I like to say about Caleb is he does the hard things really well. And he does the easy things really poorly. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that can get just an unblocked free pass rusher right in their face up the gut.
Make a move.
He almost makes that first pass. And, I mean, he got sacked 68 times last year, so you can say he doesn't have pocket awareness, but I think he has great pocket awareness. I think he evades that first pass rusher more than he doesn't.
So we're going to get into the line, too, but the one thing, being at the game, I was, literally every time they snapped the ball, I was counting in my head, how long is Caleb going to hold this ball?
Yeah.
Still holding it too long, though. And that was always what, the fear when he got drafted was coming out of college. He tries to be a hero, doesn't take the easy passes. Did you see that or no?
100%. I was texting my friends the same thing. Even on that first drive where we marched on the field and scored, awesome.
Oh, yeah. Great first drive.
We make them go 3 and out. We drive down. We score. But what I was still seeing, even on that drive and even in the ensuing drives, it wasn't all just drop back, hit your open read, move the ball. It was still a lot of fine, hit a check down or scramble out, hit pass, and it's just a lot of the same stuff over and over again with that. And so here's what the point I was just about to make, and it slipped my mind for a second. It was a preseason game, so don't put too much weight into it. But that drive against the Bills on that opening drive where we just marched on the field and scored, that's what we need to see, because every pass on that drive was drop back, hit the open receiver. None of it was that scrambling around shit. It was just boom, 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 boom. And that's what we need to see.
Throws, though. That's quick throws, though. That's what I thought Ben Johnson would scheme up for him. It might be the first day, first opening game of the season. You got lights in your face. You never know. But that kind of leads me to my next point, though. They ended the game with 2 sacks. I guess Minnesota did. The line looked good.
Yeah.
Drew Dahlman, I thought, played. I think he had one false start. That was pretty bad. Right. But I think outside of Jonah Jackson, I think, had the worst PFF score on the line, but everyone else played good.
I think PFF liked Darnell Wright.
He was number one on the team.
Stock to put into the PFF, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm an offensive line expert, because it's easy to look at stats for receivers and running backs and analyze them that way. We don't have good stats for linemen, so you kind of have to do eye tests. And for me, the false start sucked. I think we had maybe 3 different offensive linemen with the false start.
That's a new scheme, though. That's going to happen. It'll get better as the year goes.
In terms of giving up pressure, not bad. I thought it was not nearly as bad as last year. And then I didn't see a lot of holes in the running game, but it's hard to tell with Swift. We don't know if he hits the holes, misses the holes.
He's still dancing in the backfield in my mind a little too much, where it's that's kind of why you need a Roshan Johnson in the game, just to hey, hit the friggin' hole and go. Mm-hmm. That's all you need to do.
We'll see. Maybe Manangai. I mean, I don't know. I think Roshan was inactive with injuries.
He was.
So Manangai was technically the 2. I don't know if that's going to stay the case. If Roshan's healthy, who's the 2? Who's the 3?
If you saw Manangai, though, on the pass protection op he had,
he missed. He whiffed.
Dude, what was that?
You can't have that.
He's a rookie, though. It happens, but that's where Roshan will help you.
But you need some reliability back there. And that's something Ben Johnson, I think, has preached with his receivers. You've heard with Jamison Williams, they wouldn't put him on the field in Detroit because he wouldn't block.
And he called out DJ Moore before the season, saying if you do that shit, you're done.
No block, no rock. So I'm sure that's the same case with your running backs. Get your ass to figure out some pass blocking, because that's just as important as your ability to make plays out of the backfield in the passing game, or to run the ball between the tackles. You gotta block. It's a big part.
The one thing I'll say, though, just about the line, I mean, when the play blew up, or I think I'll call it, held him the ball too long. He had 6 carries, but when he did get out of the pocket and ran, he looked good.
Yeah.
I don't want him to become like the Jalen Hurts model, but at least he can get you out of a situation.
Caleb has a great ability to scramble and keep his eyes down the field. Doesn't always lead to a completion or whatever, a great play, but he is scrambling and still thinking about passing the ball. He is not a quarterback who's scrambling to run, and I think that's a good asset to have.
And I agree with you, but who's our lead rusher, though? Which is why it's if Swift can't get this going, we're going to be in a long year.
You need a running game.
And
I don't know if we're going to have that this year. If there's maybe a trade in the cards at some point, you can pick a guy up from a team.
You could have got Mason, though, which is the funniest part.
Right.
Jordan Mason. And he tore us up. It's why wouldn't you even just take a shot?
Right.
Our draft picks never
I'm sure the Vikings didn't pay Jordan Mason too much money. It's something you can fit under the cap. And it's probably a short-term 1 or 2 year deal, I'd imagine. I don't know. But usually you're not giving veteran running backs more than a 2 year deal unless they're a star. So I imagine it's an easy deal he got. But yeah, I mean, with Caleb, I think it's going to take some time here with Ben. I mean, I didn't think that all the problems we saw last year were going to magically disappear.
Agreed.
I mean, we're going to have a little bumpy ride here, deal with some growing pains. I think we have to look big picture, and I don't know about you, but when this offseason started, I wanted Ben Johnson. I said, that's the guy we have to have.
Everyone was all in on him.
Right.
And I think, to Ben Johnson's, not credit, but to down the line, he really didn't use any gadget trick plays. I think that's good, because he doesn't want teams to kind of already know what he's going to do.
Yep.
Now it's still keeping that in the bag for big situations. The only problem with it, though, is you could tell this was a first-time head coach.
100%.
I don't know if he didn't tell Cairo to kick it out of bounds, but you've got to be smart.
He said a day later in his presser that he told him that Cairo, I believe what it was is that Cairo said he's confident he can kick it out of the back of the end zone.
And he was short. Okay. I didn't even
see that. Cairo's just a weak leg. That bitch. Like, let's be honest.
You can literally go to the sideline, though. They get the ball to 40, but why not?
Right. There's plenty. And another rule, which a lot of us don't know the kickoff rules because they changed them. They're confusing. We're used to the same kickoff rules for 30 years now. It's new. But my understanding is if you kick it short of the, I don't know if it's the 20-yard line, dead ball. Dead ball. Yep. So you could have just walked up and pooched it in there, or you could have kicked it out of bounds. And no matter what, you had plenty of options to not run a single second off that clock.
What do you think, too? Because this went through my head the next morning. Declare an onside kick and just kick the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And just try to hit somebody. And if it goes out of bounds, it goes out of bounds.
Hell yeah. I mean, why not?
That makes sense to me. It's first-year head coach. I get it. But you got to take all these things into account.
I think he made 3 mistakes. And 3 coaching mistakes in terms of, game management stuff. That was number 1. Number 2 would be the challenge, which I didn't have a horrible problem with it.
I was at the game. I thought it was a good challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it was all ball, but apparently...
Knee was down, though.
Knee was clearly down. So I didn't know the rule. In the moment, I had no idea what the rule was. I did know the knee was down. That was obvious. But I was thinking, maybe since he only punched the ball, this is actually a fumble. But apparently the rule is, since the knee was down, that counts as contact. And what Johnson said is his booth people, you have your booth people.
Oh, yeah, you got the people up there.
They told him, don't challenge, don't challenge,
don't
challenge.
Really?
And people on the sideline were telling him, challenge, challenge, challenge. And he said he took the advice of people on the sideline.
Yeah.
That's number 2. Number 3, I did not like going for it on 4th down in the second quarter on 4th and 3.
I agree, but I'll disagree that DJ was wide open. It was a good play.
Good play call.
That was on Caleb.
Good play call.
That was on Caleb.
Caleb, I mean, it's a compounding mistake. It's like, I didn't like going for it. I realized that was kind of the Lions' MO, always go for it.
Yep.
And that's probably a Dan Campbell thing, but I'm sure a Ben Johnson thing too. So I want him to stick to his guns, but I also think that we got to get to a point where it's like, all right, we're a good enough offense where we're pretty sure we're gonna get this 4th down.
But they should have got the 4th down. They should have got the 4th down. So I can't blame that's on Caleb. That's on Caleb. That's not
hasn't executed.
I'm not giving that a Ben Johnson.
You got to get. Well, I agree. But I guess my point is just Ben Johnson has to have, and maybe his point of view is, you know what, I'm going to show confidence in my quarterback and my offense and tell them, hell yeah, go out there and get it. And they fail. It is what it is. But right now, I wouldn't have enough confidence in Caleb to make that play.
So to your point though, then they go for the 50-yard field goal in the 4th quarter. Mm-hmm. Would you have wanted them to go for that? Because Cairo's leg, I think he's good from inside the 40.
That was 4th and long.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but. It also kind of killed all our momentum if you realize that point in the game.
Right.
So would you have even punted it just to be safe, or I don't know?
50-yard field goal, you're ahead.
You should trust your kicker, but now it's kind of it's Cairo.
At this point, if he's lining up for anything over 46, I'm nervous.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think 46 is the yardage where he was getting blocked last year. Do you need a little bit more? What are we?
Tell me off, Johnny.
Here. Is this a Chicago bourbon?
It is. It's Benny's favorite right there.
Ooh,
we're going to get sponsored by a bourbon company one of these days. But
that would be ideal.
That would be perfect.
I'm not a Cubs guy, but I'll drink some Clark and Sheffield.
So back to Cairo, though. I mean, you've got kickers hitting 70-yarders these days.
Yeah,
I know we need them. Yeah, I think you got to get a new kicker.
I mean, all right, not to get too off topic here, but I'm an Iowa Hawkeye football fan. 2 years in a row, we've lost to our bitter rival Iowa State on a 54-yard field goal. And then you see this all the time in college. These college kickers coming out, they're nailing this shit. I'm like, all right, Cairo Santos, I think he's 33 years old. He was in college 12 years ago. The new generation of kickers freaking bomb the ball. Let's get one of these guys.
Look at Cam Little on the Jags in the 70-yard preseason
kick, right?
Perfect here. I'm like, we're giving up 4th rounders for punters at this point.
The Vikings guy, Riker, who looks like a little 12-year-old. You look at that guy's picture, you're like, that looks like a guy who gets shoved into a locker in high school.
Yep.
But he's out there drilling fucking 58-yarders to close out the half, which was
that's what I'm saying.
That was a backbreaker for us. We had momentum. It was all right, what was it, 10-3? Like, we're going to go into the half with a touchdown lead, and we just, boom. Like, they haven't moved the ball at all. We immediately give up like a 30-yard pass, and then they hit a bomb field goal. And that just
that's what I was going to go over, actually, just brief side note here. So I wrote it down because I didn't remember this. So the drives, touchdown, first drive. Love that.
Yep.
Punt, downs, punt, field goal. So we're at half now.
Yep.
Punt, missed field goal, punt.
Awful.
Then we get our garbage time touchdown and a fumble at the end. That second half offense just was terrible.
Yeah, because we had a pick six, which got
got
us 7 points. It got us momentum. But really, between garbage time touchdown and opening drive, the offense put up 3 points.
Right?
That's
what I'm saying.
That's right.
That's crazy. The defense gave them 7 points.
Right.
So that's why I just don't know if Ben Johnson is just like, he said after the game, like they're figuring it out. I get it, but that's bad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean it's unacceptable. It's what we're used to, though. Unfortunately, I think it'll get better. I don't think it's gonna get better soon, though. I think it's gonna take some time, and I think Caleb will get there. I think Ben Johnson will get him there. But right now, it looks rough for Caleb. And I've seen these things going around Twitter now, like Kurt Warner saying like good tape. Did you see this? Like
no.
Kurt Warner like broke down Caleb's tape, like gives a plus or minus on every single play. Kurt Warner's like, guy played great. Like I'm like,
really?
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm kind of shocked by that.
I'm like, all right. Clearly, like Kurt Warner knows more than me.
Yeah,
but,
that's fair.
like,
That's fair.
We'll see. So, I think it'll get there. I think it's going to take some cohesion in terms of like timing. Everyone out there, like for all we know, maybe receivers are a little bit off on their routes. Like they're cutting in 2 yards too early because they don't know the plays, the offense stuff yet. Like there's a lot of shit that's probably going to take some time to mesh here. I'm willing to be a little bit patient. I know that we want to fucking win. We're tired of losing.
We're tired of losing.
We're tired of our quarterbacks playing like shit literally our entire lives. Probably almost every Bears fan entire life.
Jay's the GOAT. Go Jay at this point.
I mean, he's our GOAT.
He's our GOAT.
There's no doubt. I think mid-November, like if we're going into Thanksgiving and it still looks like this, I'm going to be really, really concerned.
That's going to create a lot of alarm bells in Bears fans' heads. And I don't... well, I'm getting to receivers next, but when it comes... I just want to say one more thing about Caleb. You brought it up in the Bills' first drive when they played the preseason. He was getting the ball out quick, though. Do you think it's a mental thing with him, or do you think it's... Again, week one, you can give some leeway, but he's just got to get the ball out quicker, and I don't know what it is.
I think, I think it may be mental. I think he might be afraid to throw interceptions, which...
That's fair.
We said he's really good at taking care of the ball, which is great. Turnovers kill you. I can't remember what the stat was now, but Ben Johnson had something out there with, like... Actually, turnovers aren't as correlated to like wins or points as much as like EPA, some like advanced stat. And I think that comes down to like just like whip the ball around. If you just trust what the play is supposed to develop as, make your read on the defense. Trust it. If you throw it in there and it gets picked, fuck it. Okay, it happens. I'd rather have him have 35 touchdowns with 15 picks than 20 touchdowns with 5 picks.
I agree with that, 100%.
Like, so maybe it's just to like get back there, take some chances, start being more aggressive. Don't be so afraid to throw a pick. But I don't know. I don't know what it is.
We'll see if he can get that in his head, though, because I agree with you. Like, you have interceptions. Every quarterback has interceptions.
Yeah.
It's
I think
it's not like I don't know the best word to put it, but it's not like a badge of honor to have the fewest interceptions if you're not winning games.
Right. I think Baker Mayfield last year led the NFL in interceptions like 15, 16.
It was gunslinger. It was
threw a ton of touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think he led the NFL in touchdowns last year. Like, we would have all taken the Buccaneers offense last year. That was dynamite. So, yeah, I agree.
That's a good segue, though, because I was going to receivers next. And the Bucs have, what's his name? Enigma, the new guy they got?
Igbukba, I believe. Igbukba, something like that. From Ohio State.
What I want to get into, though, is like the receivers' performance. And again, I think DJ had a great game, and he just got overthrown on so much stuff that he could have had a powerhouse game.
Yeah.
Rome caught a garbage time touchdown, had a great catch in the first drive. Cole, that one catch is all he had. Loveland, 2 for 12. Burden was, I think, -3 yards.
They threw a screen and it went nowhere.
Is it almost, it's like too many weapons? Or like, I know you got to divvy up so no one becomes a diva, but you also need to score.
Yeah,
let's be real.
I don't think too many weapons. I think the offense just needs to find its groove. Like if you look at Detroit with Ben Johnson, a lot of weapons. Sam Laporta, Monroe,
Jameson's great. I love that guy.
Gibbs, Montgomery. You basically had 5 guys that like everyone starts in their fantasy football lineup, right? And like to me, that just means production. So I think, you can have an offense with 5 mouths to feed and make it work. You just got to make it work. So
it didn't work. That's the problem.
Right, yeah. I think DJ, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much, but it seems like DJ and Caleb have just never been on the same page for some reason. So
it's a boomer bust relationship in my mind.
Yeah.
You had the Redskins Commanders game last year where he had the 3 touchdown. Politically, but you had the Commanders game where he looked fantastic. Then you had games where he had 1 catch for 5 yards. It's just like he's never really built a rhythm, and I was hoping Rome is going to be his rhythm.
Right.
And I think in the future it's going to start being that. Everyone has speculated that Rome's going to have a breakout year. I'm glad he actually got the touchdown. I know it was garbage time, but just for his confidence. Do you see him taking over this wide receiver room, though, or what do you think?
I have high hopes for Odunze coming in this year. Like, all the reports out of training camp are like Odunze looks good every day. And, training camp, you never really know. You hear reports, but it's hard. Like, Rome was in last year's draft when Rome and Caleb were drafted was known as a stacked quarterback draft and a stacked receiver draft. And I think you had 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12, and you had 3 receivers go in the top 9.
Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison, then Rome.
Yeah, and then I think
reverse. Marvin Harrison, Malik, then Rome. Yeah.
And I think Brian Thomas, I can't remember if he was a first rounder. I think he was later, maybe
he was. No, he was first rounder.
Yeah.
Yep. I think he was 21, or not 21, but somewhere around there.
Somewhere in that range. So you have Malik Neighbors. Marvin Harrison actually was a little bit disappointing, but Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas have already had amazing seasons. And then you look at those quarterbacks, a lot of those guys have had good years or, have done some good things. So you're like, fuck, when are our 2 guys going to start fucking doing it? And, Rome has the tools, man. I don't know. It should work. You look at him at Washington, a lot of the things he did should translate to the NFL, really good ball skills. He's big, he's fast.
That's the thing. He's a true number 1 in my mind.
Right.
I almost want DJ to go in the slot, and I guess Burden has to go in the slot, but it's weird. We don't really have a number 2.
I like Zacchaeus.
He played good. That's true.
I think Burden's got to earn some. I think Burden's gonna be a stud eventually, but I think he's gonna have to earn his time. I think we're going to see a lot of Zacchaeus early in the year. I think maybe we start seeing more Burden late in the season. I don't know if Burden's going to have a big impact this year. I hope he does. I think they can find some plays for him to just make some boom plays. But yeah, I think DJ is kind of your tough. You get that guy the ball and he's just going to fight for yards. He's tough. You love going to war with a guy like that. Odunze, he should be your security blanket. I saw he made a good play. I think Aikman pointed it out on the broadcast. He came across the field and just sat right in the middle, literally right in the middle of the field.
Yep.
And just sat.
I'm
waited
open.
for it. Didn't panic.
Get the first
literally
down.
Planted his feet there and waited for it. Caleb hit him. So I think it's going to develop. I think it's going to develop, but it's just going to take. I don't know. I think it's going to take Ben Johnson just getting through to them. More reps. I think training camp, preseason, that's one thing, but game reps. That's gold for building cohesion.
Well, the last question I have then, you use a first round pick, not first overall, but for Colston Loveland.
Yep.
Was out there, 2 catches for 12 yards.
Yep.
Pretty underwhelming.
My fantasy starting tight end.
Oh, so you know the pain right there. I drafted him in a lot of leagues. I didn't start him, but do you think he's going to start becoming more of the gadget go-to guy in the short game? Because you really didn't see it on week 1.
I hope so. Laporta in his rookie year in a Ben Johnson offense had a huge year, so it's possible. And we've seen more and more tight ends come in as a rookie and play well right away. So I think it's possible.
Brock Bowers is the prime example, which
Brock Bowers,
I
great
loved
example.
him.
Yep, exactly.
Go Dogs.
100%. Brock Bowers is unbelievable. But I had high hopes for Loveland. We go back to preseason again, but we watched that Bills drive. I think Loveland had 2 catches. The first play was a little play action. So it's all right, we're trying to get him involved. And then he had another nice, maybe 20-yarder or something. He's got the skills to be a good receiving tight end. I don't know. Sometimes it takes certain guys time. Sometimes it doesn't. I've said this to people. When are we going to get a guy where we draft them and immediately there's just oh shit, this guy's fucking good. We haven't had that in forever.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the only reason I bring it up is because Warren had a great game. And I'm not comparing apples to oranges here. I'm just numbers is numbers. So it is what it is. Everyone thought they were going to take Warren, but I do like Loveland. I think he's going to be really well. But I get why people are why didn't you draft Warren?
Yeah, I was all on the Warren bandwagon up to the draft. Well, if we were going to take a tight end, I was on the Warren bandwagon.
Me too. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't even realize until after the draft that Tyler Warren was like a fifth-year senior and basically had zero stats in college until his last year. Colson Loveland, like literally, is like a 18-year-old.
Yep.
Was like good.
Yep.
So to me, it's like, all right, maybe that's something I overlooked. But to me, like just watching college football a lot, I was like, damn, like Tyler Warren. Like I watched college football playoffs last year, and I was like, Tyler Warren's a fucking stud. I wanted that guy, but we'll see how.
The only reason I bring it up though is because according to reports, teams were calling up to trade up with the Bears to get Loveland.
Right, like the Rams.
So I think it's going to work out in the long run, and obviously it's 1 week in the NFL. So
I don't think it was a reach. I think it's kind of a preference thing, like what type of tight end do you want? Who do you see working your offense? And I'll trust Ben Johnson. I assume that's a Ben Johnson preference that Brian Poles executing on us. We'll see.
The only thing I'm saying, though, is he's got to be your security blanket. And there were so many plays in that second half where just get the ball to Loveland. It's like, what you're trying to make the hero play. You don't have to. You're in the lead. But
they should start drawing stuff up for him. Like,
I agree.
Let's have a few plays where he's the first read. Get some collaboration between Caleb and Loveland. Get Loveland feeling confident. Let's see that start to build.
So now we got to go to the defense, though.
Yeah.
And I am actually very excited for this defense. Controversial take to many people because they saw the final score. I know the fourth quarter was bad. You're missing 3 of your starters.
Yeah.
You are missing your all-star corner, your weak side linebacker, and your slot guy.
Yep.
They only gave up, if you think about this, well, I'm going to count it negative. The offense only technically got 12 points, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Our offense.
Right.
They scored 6, not counting special teams.
Uh-huh.
I think they're going to be good.
I was pleasantly surprised with a lot of guys on Monday night from the defense. Like Nashawn Wright, I was like, this guy fucking sucks. He made that pass interference, and I'm like, this guy really fucking sucks. And then
that was a weird pass interference.
And then he showed up. The rest of the game, I was like, this guy's covering Justin Jackson.
Yeah, a pick 6.
Yeah.
You take that. I mean,
right.
I don't
So
care.
I was pleasantly surprised with a lot of those guys. Like I Dio. Like I was like, this guy's gonna suck. He had a great game. I agree. I'm optimistic. I'm bullish on the defense.
You're bullish on the defense.
Bullish.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. So one thing I would say.
So bearish could have been good too in my mind.
Yeah, right. That could go both ways.
For us, it can go both ways.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We should flip it. What I was going to say, what you mentioned earlier, you read those drives again, the offensive drives, because this correlates to the defense.
And I don't have the pick 6 in here, but touchdown,
Yep.
punt, out on downs, punt, field goal, halftime. Punt, miss field goal, punt, touchdown, garbage time, fumble.
So you know what that tells me? The defense is on the field. I don't look at the time of possession, but the defense was probably gassed. And you notice they had a great... All game, they were stopping the run, they were stopping the pass. The Bears lost that game because they couldn't stop the run in the fourth quarter, which to me, they were tired. And, injuries, they were tired, they were on the field too much, and it hurt them.
What I'll say, too, there is also, I think we actually won the time of possession battle.
Yeah.
I think we did. If you look at the box score, that's what I'm saying.
And
that's not the true box
I bet if you look at the second half, I bet it's flipped. Because we dominated first half time of possession. I bet second half, either we lost it or it was very close. I just think that third and fourth quarter, the defense just got beat up, like worn down from being on the field all.
And I think that's where Mason came in and just because they were actually holding Aaron Jones, Aaron Jones, in check.
Right.
He had 8 carries for 23 yards.
Right.
That's amazing.
Right.
But then Mason comes in at the end and just starts beating you down, and it's like they can't do this with the offense can't score.
Yeah, I think for the Viking, like from a Vikings perspective, you gotta think that Jordan Mason's going to be your first and second down back. You're going to give him the bulk of your runs, and then Aaron Jones is maybe your.
He's an old man. He's got to be like your short yard guy. I respect that.
Yeah.
But Dio Odengbo, good game. Everyone was ripping on him. The Bears paying him. I was like, all right, I kind of like this. He got a sack in the 2 tackles, 1 sack.
A lot of hurries.
I'm fine with that.
He was in the backfield all night making plays, and then he got screwed on a bullshit roughing the passer call. I think that's what the call, or maybe it was hands to the face. I can't remember. But he got one flag that he did not deserve. He was back there causing havoc all night, and that's huge for the Bears. When the Bears traded for Montez Sweat, he was on fire immediately.
Yeah,
Last year was disappointing.
But he was hurt. He had an ankle injury all year. So
but the Bears need a guy on the other end from Montez Sweat doing something, and I wasn't too sure we're going to have that this year. Austin Booker's hurt.
I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better right now.
Better.
Feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
But the front seven as a whole, I thought they played very admirably. I was like, all right, they're doing a good job. They held them the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter. Now we're getting TJ Edwards back. And then Tremaine Edmonds, actually, I want to talk to him briefly. I think they good.
Yeah, I know.
I think they're using him better. We're paying him all this money. We got to use him. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be like we signed him as a big free agent. That was like a Poles big signing, like middle of your defense. That's a guy you need. Him and Edwards, and we have to rely on him. I thought he looked good, especially the first half. I didn't see him.
Second half, yeah, he wasn't
second half, but
yeah.
I noted first half. I was like, damn, this guy's making some plays.
So, do you think Dennis Allen needs to blitz more though, or no? Because all the plays we blitzed, I felt, and I was at the game, so I didn't get to like watch replays. It was literally everything going on. It looked like every time we blitzed, we were going right into a lineman, and that kind of pissed me off. Or did you see that or no?
I didn't. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I didn't notice it, but I didn't. I guess I didn't pay attention enough to our blitzes and non-blitzes. The people that were getting pressure for the most part were the guys that are supposed to be pass rushers, so aren't blitzers like Dio.
Yeah.
I will say one aspect of our defense that I love that a lot of defenses don't have is we can blitz our nickel corner, Kyler Gordon, and that's a huge asset. And he was not healthy.
We're gonna get into that, man.
So I mean, I think you got to have the right guys blitzing. It's got to be in the right situations. It's got to make sense. You don't want to blitz too much. So I didn't notice it, but I think we'll see what happens with Dennis Allen's scheme. But I think you got to have the right guys in there. Like Kyler Gordon can do that role.
And I'm not putting this on Dennis Allen. I think he coached a great game. The fourth quarter obviously was kind of one of those things where the offense couldn't stay on the field. Jesus.
Yeah, right.
But then that would cost them. But Justin Jefferson, who I think is the best receiver in the NFL, no offense to Jamar Chase, but
it's those two.
4 catches for 44 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
That's if you gave me that line, I'd be like, the Bears win this game.
Right, and especially with Jalen Johnson not playing the snap, like Nashawn Wright and Tyreek Stevenson covering him all night, and that's his stat line. And I know that Jefferson came into the year like battling some hamstring shit, but it doesn't matter. Like Justin Jefferson, if he's on the field, he's making plays, whether he's got a bad hammy or not. And Bears, for the most, obviously he caught a touchdown, but like they pretty much neutralized him, and you need depth. I think this defense has depth, and that's what they showed on Monday night.
I agree.
You need depth. Guys are going to be banged up. They're going to miss games. We're already seeing it, and I feel like I thought Nashawn Wright was like literally a bum, but I have more confidence in him now.
He literally, that pick six was at that moment in the stadium, it was wild.
That's like the one moment from the entire night where I'm like, that's a great moment to be in fucking Soldier Field, and I'm jealous of the people that were in there for that. As much as
everyone was, it was electric, but oh my god.
Yeah.
So he topped me off, but
yes, sir.
We got to talk about Javon Dexter because this guy is turning out to be a stud. So of all the picks in the second round, Poles I feel like is actually pretty good in the second round.
Horrible in the third
with Tyler Scott, Velus Jones Jr. You have all those names, but I think he is going to be a stud on this team. And I really want Billings to. I think Billings may have got hurt, but no, not Billings. The guy we got from
Jarrett got hurt.
Yeah, Grady Jarrett got hurt.
He did not practice today, I believe.
I think it was on the injury report, and also Kyler Gordon also is still on the injury report, which I'm not excited about. But I think Dexter is going to be amazing.
I like our D tackle rotation Billings is just like your prototypical massive run stopper.
Zach Pickett's also third round.
He's another there you go. While we're on D tackles, a third round bust. Perfect guy to mention. Fuck. Did he get cut? He's gone, right? I think he's gone. But we saw it last year. Like Bears' run defense was pretty good first half of the year. Second half of the year,
Billings gets hurt. All of a sudden, terrible.
So, but staying on subject with Dexter, I agree. I've always liked Dexter. He was kind of a project of a draft pick. Like he was never the guy that was going to come in and just like dominate right off the bat. He did not have enough playing time in college for him to like come in and do that. Was kind of the scouting report on him coming out of college. And I think Florida had him playing like a different type of D tackle where like, I don't know, he was supposed to like kind of watch the snap and then react, whereas like in the NFL,
you want to be on the ground, boom.
So I think maybe the learning curve there for him, but I agree. I like bringing in Grady Jarrett, I like Gervon Dexter. I like Andrew Billings. Obviously, we drafted this guy in the second round this year, Shamar Turner, who I think's been hurt. I don't know if he was active.
Yeah, I don't think he was active. I didn't see him in the box score. So,
but I think that's a pretty good D tackle rotation. Assuming this Turner guy can give you something, and then Billings is great in his role. Grady Jarrett has had a great career. He's old, but and then Dexter's kind of your ascending guy. He's been getting in the backfield. So to me, the middle of your defensive line is good. If you can get Dio, Sweat making plays on the outside, maybe when Booker come back healthy, makes plays on the outside of the defensive line. To me, that's 7 guys you kind of trust.
Yeah,
7 guys you trust.
I completely agree with that. And the other sack was Tanho, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll take a sack. I don't even know where he is in the rotation, but I am. Is that it?
No, I don't speak Swahili.
We'll take it.
I only took 1 year of Swahili, and I forgot.
I love that. But now we go on to week 2. I mean, week 1's in the books. We're 0-1.
Yep.
We have Detroit, who had a terrible game against Green Bay.
Yep.
What do you think's going to happen?
So, what's the line? Do you know the line on this game?
I didn't look at the line. Green Bay, I know, because they're playing tonight, is minus 3.5. But.
So last I looked, it was 4.5, 5.5, something like that. What I was going to say is I think a Bears cover. I think this is a close game. I think this is a loss. I think this is a low-scoring game.
On Ben Johnson's return.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna be at that game, and now you're killing me. You're killing
me.
Well,
you're 0 for 1. Maybe you should.
I was gonna say, Murphy bailed.
Yeah, you're.
Maybe that's a sign.
Yeah, 0-1 week 1 for you. Now you're going this week. If the Bears lose this week, you're not allowed to go to Minnesota. You're banned. So because you'd be 0-2.
I can watch from a bar. That's fine. I'll respect that.
But getting back to this game, so I think low scoring. Here's why. I think our offense is still working some shit out. I think it's probably going to look pretty similar to what we saw. I don't think it's going to be all of a sudden we're going to be lights out. If we are, great. Fuck, man, please. I think it'll be Caleb will make some plays. He'll miss some plays. Running game probably won't look good. I think Detroit's defense.
They've got a good defense.
They got a good defense.
But they didn't look good against the Packers, though, and then we're screwed.
They got gashed early, but I went and looked at this box score. Packers were a good running team, 3.1 yards per carry last week. So maybe Detroit's defense is they were one of the best defense. They had a ton of injuries on defense.
Well, Aiden Hutchinson being back, by the way, because last year obviously he broke his leg. I think it was week 5 or something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was out most of the year. He started the year on fire. Then he was trying to claim maybe if they made the Super Bowl he'd come back, but I don't think that was true. Anyway, so I think low scoring for 2 reasons. I think our offense is gonna be a bumpy ride.
Yep.
I think Ben Johnson knows that Lions offense better than anybody.
I agree with that.
So Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen working together this week, I think they're going to have a really good game plan to shut down the Lions.
I like that.
And I think that, the Lions, they have some moving parts on their offensive line. They lost a lot of guys on the middle of that offensive line.
They did.
They didn't look good week 1. Obviously, they're on the road. They play better at home. They play better on turf. I get all that. But they've got a new offensive coordinator. I got a stat for it. This is a good stat. You ready for this?
I like this. I like this.
All right. Jared Goff. 10th NFL season for Jared Goff, right? He's started 135 games, okay?
Okay.
115 of those games, so 115 out of 135. So vast majority of his games have been, the play callers have been Sean McVay and Ben Johnson.
I saw this. I know. I've seen this. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
So he's 81-34 with Ben Johnson and Sean McVay. So he's played 20 games without them. He's 0-19-1.
I think that is the wildest stat
I've
seen in my life. I saw that pop up and I was like, this can't be real. Oh my God.
I said the same thing. I saw it. No. I went and looked. It's true. Mm-hmm. So 81-34 with Ben Johnson or Sean McVay. Never had a win in his career without them. So
that is crazy, by the way. That is 10th. Anyone who hasn't seen that stat, it is actually verified true. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Oh my God.
Right. So never won a game. So I expect the Lions to struggle on offense. I mean, they got playmakers. We know that. But I think we're gonna have a good game plan. I think Jared Goff without his guys.
I think that stat also was with 5 awesome offensive coordinators. So only 2 of them got him wins. 3 got no wins.
Exactly.
That could be a rough time for the Lions. Oh my God.
100%. So, and I mean, you gotta look at it from the aspect also of that was year one with the Rams when they were like absolute dog shit.
They were
and then it was his first
Goff.
year in Detroit where like they were also dog shit. So like he was playing on some shit teams.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
give him a little bit better for the doubt, but still never won a game without Ben Johnson or Sean McVay. He doesn't have them this week. So do I think the Bears can win this game? 100%. Like I think we can. So let me hear your breakdown.
Well, I wanted to see Jalen Johnson if he's truly healthy, and I know he's been full practice this whole week, which I'm excited for. Kyler Gordon, I'd love to see him actually get one at least limited practice.
Yeah,
I mean that was a surprise injury report. If that's the case, the only fear I have though is kind of back to week one. If you look at it, David Montgomery is like kind of their Aaron Jones,
right?
And then Jordan Mason's kind of their Gibbs.
Yeah,
that's what's going to kill me. So we need to make sure we can defend the run. If we can defend the run with all our secondary healthy, hopefully, not going to win.
That's not wood.
That's true wood. Then I feel really good about this defense. Yeah. And I think Caleb can beat the secondary. If you remember the Lions game last year at Detroit when they had the fucking... You remember this, I'm assuming.
Yep.
The time fiasco.
Yeah.
The time fiasco.
Awful.
The worst thing I've ever seen Eberflus do in my life. I think that got him fired.
Right.
Be a better coach, you win that game.
Right.
It's a joke. So I think the Bears can pull out the win here. I love the under bet. That's a good call.
Yeah.
I just think Gibbs... I'm a little worried about the defensive line, but I think they can pull it off. Yeah. So I'm still taking the Bears. Obviously, I'm taking the Bears, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, like, they're going to be on their home turf. They play fucking good at home. Like, I'm not going to go into this game expecting a win. I'm not going to be shocked if we win. I'm not going to be shocked by anything. Like, if we look like shit...
But that's where I think people are underrating the Bears' defense. Like it's like comedy gold of how much everyone's like, oh, they stink. They have no one. Yeah. Sweat played a great game. 2 tackles for loss, not sacks. I'm sorry. I just think this front seven can do their job, especially if you get TJ Edwards back.
Right.
That's like your full defensive unit. We didn't even have it, and the only reason we lost, I think, was because of the offense. So if Ben Johnson can figure this out, I feel good.
Yeah. And like with Goff, you get after him, he's not escaping the pocket.
No, he's not running. He's not.
So
running.
If that front seven's getting home, Goff's screwed. Like, so let's get after him. I think it's a winnable game.
Well,
I'm not going to pick us to win.
I'm saying, like, everyone was hyping up Micah Parsons, the Packers. He played a limited amount of snaps. He had 1 sack. Everyone was hyping it up. Right. It wasn't Micah Parsons. It was that whole Packers defense.
Mm-hmm.
If the Bears defense can do exactly what the Packers defense did,
I don't think the Packers have a more... I mean, Micah Parsons is the best player on either team. For the Bears or Packers defense, Micah Parsons is clearly the best player. But it's the rest of... Like, I don't think the Packers defense is more talented than the Bears defense.
I agree.
So...
And I'm trying to think. I don't have them written down right now, but Amon-Ra St. Brown had, like, 40 yards, right. I want to say.
It was ugly for them. It was really ugly.
That's... When you have Jalen Johnson back, you don't think he's going to get more than that?
Right.
I think that's a, like, clear... The Bears defense can dominate this game. But again, it comes down to the offense. And Ben Johnson, I think you have a good point where he's like, I know this Detroit team. Yep. I can make something happen.
Yep.
Do you think that actually happens, though? Because Caleb is your wild card.
Yeah.
Where it could be Caleb can't throw the ball or just... I don't even know. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Caleb, there's going to be games where, like, I think it's going to be, when I say bumpy, there's going to be games where I think it's clicking, and then the next week it won't. So maybe this will be one of those weeks where it is clicking. So, like, I almost think of it like a talented, like, 3-point shooter, like, trying to, like, learn to, like, all right, they're just going to have games where they're hot. Like, they're just so good, like, naturally good at shooting threes, like, boom, 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 like, it's working, but they kind of got to work their way into, like, the feel of their offense or whatever. Like, I think Caleb's going to have those games where you're like, all right, he just balled out because he just is good. But it's going to take him a while to, like, consistently boom, boom, boom.
But strategically, though, Ben Johnson knows this defense, and I think he knows how to exploit it. I would hope, or else that's a bad omen as a head coach.
Right.
Because you have Roma Dunze, you've got DJ Moore, you've got Loveland, right. You've got Burt, I guess.
You got Moore, Dunze. Yeah,
you have options to take this apart.
Yep.
And I know Detroit's defense isn't terrible, but they look bad week 1.
Yeah.
If Jordan Love can figure it out, I think Caleb can.
Yeah. We gotta at some point establish a run game
I agree with that.
To be able to. Like,
Roshan limited practice today, so he might be playing.
Let's get him back. Let's see. I'm not a big Roshan. I like Roshan, like short yardage, like inside the 2-yard line, give him the ball and plow for it. Other than that, maybe he's a good run blocker. I don't really know. Other than that, though, I like when we drafted Roshan, like I was like, all right, I think this guy could be good. Like he was the backup for Bijan Robinson in Texas, so I was like, maybe this guy kind of just didn't get enough run, and like he's a hidden gem. I don't see it with him. I think he's just like a good like plow forward type guy, which can be valuable, short yardage, and like maybe he has a role doing that. But like, I don't think he's changing our offense, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we gotta get a run game going at some point. And like, I think a run game to me, a lot of people like think of like a genius offensive coordinator like scheming a passing game. Like, I think you can scheme a run game, and like you see that like. The 49ers, like Kyle Shanahan, he's schemed a run game throughout his career. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, obviously they have Christian McCaffrey now, but like for years they didn't have studs in their backfield, and they freaking pounded the rock with like.
Well, they had Frank Gould,
not with like Raheem Mostert and dudes like they just found a way to like get good blocking, scheme a run game, like play these like tight formations.
But they also had Trent Williams, who's probably the best left tackle.
I mean, yeah.
And actually, one thing I want to bring up though, Braxton Jones didn't get brought up much. I didn't watch.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So that might have been the best choice for left tackle on the Bears.
I think, to me, like coming into the like training camp, like the best case scenario was Braxton Jones wins the job because like you've seen it, like we know what he is.
But you drafted Ozzie, and it's kind of like that's a high pick. You should be able to use him somewhere. And
it's disappointing that you use a second-round pick on a guy that's a backup. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if Braxton goes out there and wins the job, which he did, I think he won it by default, unfortunately.
That's what my concern is.
Right. Yeah. So, like, to me, it was like if Braxton can come into training camp, show he's healthy, and be like, boom, boom, like, I feel like he's okay. But I feel like he won it by default, but he's coming back from injury, and I'm like, okay, like he's not the worst left tackle, but
we go back to third rounders. Kareem I can't even pronounce it. Does he have a role? He made the roster, so it's like, what are these third rounds doing?
Here's the thing.
Should we just trade all our third rounders?
100%. Like we should trade every year. Like we should go into the season and just trade our third rounder for like whatever our worst position. Like
I'm agreeing with this.
So like, I mean, you draft that freaking left tackle out of Yale who has an injury. Like we drafted him with like a bad hip or something. I can't remember what it was. It's like that's a stretch.
But Poles is supposed to be a lineman guy.
Right.
That's why I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, how can we not get linemen?
Yeah, and
Jonah Jackson was the worst. I know we talked PFF grades earlier.
Right.
That was the worst PFF grade. Like, what the hell are we doing?
Just eye test alone, Jonah Jackson was our worst offensive lineman on.
Yeah, agreed. I completely agree.
Braxton Jones, like we said, we didn't call his name out. Joe Tooney, we know he's good. Drew Dahlman, that was fine. Darnell Wright played good. Jonah Jackson didn't.
No.
So we need that. Yeah, but like,
and we traded for him though. That's what I'm
right. 6th round pick, I think. Yeah, I mean the Bear. Like, unfortunately, the only I guess Poles drafted Jones. That's a 5th round pick, and he's been all right.
He's been good for a 5th round pick. That's a steal.
He drafted Darnell Wright 1st round, but like we need to start like hitting on some draft picks on the O line. I think Trapillo. The sad part is Trapillo probably could be our starting right tackle in terms of like if we didn't have Darnell Wright, we'd probably all be fine with Ozzie Trapillo starting at right tackle. It's just he's blocked right now, so he has no role.
I feel like we could even move him to guard and just see what happens. But
yeah.
And the other part of that though is that Darnell Wright 1st round pick, but right tackle is not as important as left tackle. And I don't know. Do you think next year that's going to be like what we have target or no? Because you're going to have to pay Braxton now. If he does good, you're screwed. You never get
no
a
doubt
contract
we'll be
extension.
targeting left tackle unless they are able to really be confident that they can convert Ozzie Trapillo over there, which I think that would be a massive.
No, but what if Braxton has a massive year though? You have to pay him.
Right.
We're out of time.
Right.
And we didn't extend him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is his 4th year, so he's on an expiring rookie deal. So
your franchise tag, but that's all.
To me, it would be a good problem to have if Braxton Jones plays good enough. Where we're talking about like, hey, should we extend him? Then it's like, all right, then he had a good year, and we could talk about that. But I mean, yeah, like ideally, you want to match your franchise quarterback with a stud left tackle, and just run that for 10 years together and have his blind side protected. But unfortunately, I don't think we don't have that right now.
I agree, which is kind of the most messed up part.
Yeah.
All right, last topic for the night. Your hot takes on the Bears' record this year, and give me game 2. Just give me game 2, predict the score.
Okay. I'll say we lose game 2, 20-17. I think low scoring. My original preseason projection for the record was 10-7. I'm going to stick to it.
It was 10-7.
10-7. There you go.
Yep.
I'm not going to shy away.
0-2 is hard to come back.
It's hard to climb to 10-7 from 0-2. I fully acknowledge that. I thought we were going to win. I had us as a W week.
I did too. Mm-hmm.
So
that hurts.
So realistically, like my 10-7 had a week 1 win. So like realistically, maybe 9-8 is more in my ballpark now. But I'm gonna stick to 10-7 because my entire arc of the season was we're gonna get through week 8 and we're gonna have to win games with defense because our offense is not gonna be good through 8 weeks. I always thought that, and that looks like it might be the case. And I think November, December, we're going to start putting up points. We're going to start playing some fun fucking football games. And I think I'm going to stick to 10-7. I'm not going to fucking back down now. Ben Johnson is, in my opinion, the smartest, most capable person that has been employed by the Chicago Bears in a long time. There's a lot of fucking
clowns. Don't even get me started on Matt Nagy.
Don't even think about head coaches. Think about front office.
Yep.
Think about ownership. Think about
do you want to fight about Pole's extension or no? Do you think that?
To me, that was like
if we can't draft in the 3rd round, apparently that's a red flag. But we extended him, so
that's like that's like the NFL. Though, like you match your GM with your head coach's contract. So unfortunately, we had to
do it.
Poles is probably like hell yeah, I could sit on a fucking beach for 3 years and collect a paycheck. So I'm gonna stick to 10-7. What do you think?
I'm sticking to 10-7, but I think they do win this weekend. But I'm going to be at the game in a Bear suit, so I have to think
Please
that.
bring us home a win. So
I would hope so.
What's your plan for Ford Field? I need to hear your whole weekend plan here for this Detroit trip.
Oh no, we're flying to Detroit literally on Sunday morning. Going home Sunday night.
It's a noon game, right?
It's a noon game. Wow. Flying out at 7:30
on
Sunday. No, we're flying United. They got the direct flights, my guy. Oh my God. The only issue is we have to leave before the game ends because our flight out is like their time 5:15. So we're like, oh shit, we gotta figure this out. But
all right.
We'll bring you home a win. That's all right.
I got 2 things for you. All right, 7-19 right now. The Packers are about to kick off against Commanders. Let's hear your pick on that. And I got one more thing after that I got to mention to your listeners.
You got it. Yeah. But I think so. On my pick 5, I booked the Commanders plus 3.5. It dropped to 2.5. So I'm happy with my Commanders pick. This game is a toss-up to me because I think the Commanders are a really good team, but the Packers obviously demolished the Lions.
Yeah.
So I don't feel great about it. I don't know. My money is where my mouth is on my pick 5. So I'm telling you, if you had the line at 2.5, which it dropped to, I would take the Packers. But I got the Commanders at 3.5. I'm happy with that.
All right. Yeah, I think Packers are going to win tonight, unfortunately. I think Jane Daniels is great. I think Washington looked good week 1. We were playing the Giants. I think Washington's in for like a little bit of a middling, maybe like 9, 10.
Can we call them the Redskins or no?
Yeah.
Is that like it? I kind of want to just keep calling
the R words. So we'd be feeling a lot better on Sunday afternoon if Packers lose tonight. And on Sunday, like that erases what happened on Monday. Like we're back.
It does, but it doesn't because we shouldn't have lost that game. I'm standing by that. That's just the worst part. But last question. Go ahead.
One more thing. I got. It's not even a question. It's just a statement. I think we got to address because I think we could save the Bears, and I have a solution for us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I don't have a solution, but I know what the problem is actually, and here's the problem. Bears started. We know what happened last year. They started 4-2. They lost 10 in a row.
I was at that actual Commanders game at Hail Mary. We were at Beast Tour was there. Beast Tour was there. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happened? The Bears were 4-2. Do you know what happened right before that R-Words game? You hosted Colin Carney on this podcast.
Oh, God. Did Colin cause this?
It's a Carney curse.
It's Carney curse.
I think we need to
I'm going to Detroit with him, ttoo. I don't like you bringing this up now.
It's Carney curse. I've told this to him personally. So I need you to brainstorm ideas to reverse the Carney curse, and then the Bears will be back. But
Should I make him wear the Bears suit? It's hot.
Yes.
It's hot. It's hot.
I have worn a Bear suit. In New Orleans, 2017 Halloween Bear Saints, I wore a Bear suit. It's hot.
I was there with you.
Yes.
I was there with you.
It is fucking hot. Make him wear, I don't know what it takes.
Make him wear the Bear suit? I think that might break the curse.
Try it. If he can't do that.
If we lose the game and he doesn't wear the suit, then I'm going to blame it on him.
Right.
I agree.
He has to do fucking something. He's the reason that we're losing. We've only won 1 out of our last 12 games. I'm 100% convinced of it. And I'm not blaming you for having him on the podcast. You're trying to be a good friend, but at the end of the day, it's his fucking fault. And we need to reverse the Carney curse.
I think if we make him wear the suit, because that'll get you on TV. I thought I would get on TV with.
You guys need to be the Pope. I said this to my friends because we're doing Bears Raiders in
Vegas.
2 weeks.
Vegas, baby. Tim Yalchik also.
Tim Yalchik.
Coward. Not going.
Yes, he's not going, unfortunately. P-Mart, D-Mart, Abe, we're holding down the fort for Tim. So, but I said to my friends a few months ago, like, if you go to a Bears game and you wear Da Pope, that's easy on TV. So
fair point.
Maybe do a Da Pope mixed with a bear costume, and you guys are on fucking Fox or CBS.
Well, I wore that Bear suit week 1. I thought for sure I'd be on TV. It was hot. I sweated. I was like, when we got the pick six, I was like, I'm definitely getting on TV.
You were sweating. Yeah.
Sweating.
I hope you took a shower that night after you got home.
Oh, God, I did. Because it was a mess in that thing. Oh. But now we can make Colin wear it.
Please bring us home a win. Please make Colin wear the Bear suit. Please reverse
I'll shake your hand on that. I'm hoping to bring you home a win.
Yeah.
Bear down.
Baby.
Go Bears. Go Bears. Oh, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming over.
Cheers.
Bears.
Bear down, baby.